everyone, thank you for stopping by on my channel. My name is Middle East Beast, and now we'll be doing a little highlight video documentation about what went on with the Pokemon 2025 announcement that was done for this Pokemon Day that just happened on Thursday, February 27th, I believe. So the video starts with Ishihara, who is the president and CEO of the Pokemon Company, and he just recaps back to how Pokemon first released 29 years ago with the initial releases of Pokemon Green and Pokemon Red. Those, I believe, were Japanese exclusives. So for the US edition, it was Pokemon Red and Blue. Effective this Pokemon Day, Pokemon is now officially 29 years old. So it's great to see how far the games have gone since they've been released. So for those of you that are interested, after they mentioned the anniversary of the Pokemon games, there is a Pokemon Concierge TV show that is on Netflix right now, and they essentially did an announcement of the further episodes that will be coming out. So Pokemon Concierge, it's separate from the the main characters of Ash and Pikachu. Ash and Pikachu, their character arc was done after Pokemon Journeys. So this main character's name is Haru, and her sidekick is Psyduck. And essentially, with the upcoming episodes that are going to be coming out in September 2025, the Pokemon that they'll be encountering are Shinx, Arcanine, and Corphish, and it showed the stop animation feature, which is what the show essentially is circled around. So I think that's what makes the show unique. It's not the typical cartoon animation, it's more of a stop animation. So for those of you that are interested or haven't seen the episodes, you can watch the initial episodes on the official Pokemon YouTube channel, and they will be there until I believe March 9th, and then they will be gone after that. But if you would like to see those on Netflix, you can watch the first couple of episodes on Netflix, and the new episodes are slated to come out in September 2025. So moving forward, there was the Chief Operating Officer of the Pokemon Company revealed the Pokemon Tour Unova version that will be coming out on March 1st and March 2nd. In my opinion, I think this would have been a great time to mention if there would be a Pokemon Black and White remake. Essentially, for me, I thought that this would be the time that they're going to be releasing that, but it looks like maybe we won't see Pokemon remakes of Black and White in 2025. And then after mentioning the Unova Tour regions, they talked about a new Pokemon game that will be coming out called Pokemon Sleep, and it essentially is going to circle around Darkrai and Cresselia. I think it did it was pretty catchy because the Pokemon Darkrai is associated with like nightmares and stuff, and then the Pokemon Cresselia is associated with the lunar moon. So I'm excited to see, and also curious about how they're going to tie in the game with the two mascots of Darkrai and Cresselia, and whether or not there's going to be a version exclusive, or if there's going to be certain steps you have to do in comparison of catching one Cresselia in comparison to Darkrai. Moving forward, fans of the Pokemon trading card game, you will be able to get the themed booster pack that features Arceus, and this pack is scheduled to release on February 28th. Along with this announcement, there has been a giveaway that's going to be distributed on people that have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and essentially you can get a phone case for your Rotom phone case that you have in the game, and this will be available for both Scarlet and Violet, but depending on which version game you have, there's obviously going to be a different distribution code that comes with it. And also during this time, starting on February 28th up until March 20th, there will be a mass outbreak of red, green, and blue Pokemon. And during this outbreak, there will be a higher likelihood that you run into a shiny Pokemon. So, if you have Scarlet and Violet, make sure to dust it off your shelf and start playing that again so that you have the opportunity to get a shiny Pokemon during this time frame. So going further into the 2025 news, there was a little transition done where initially it shows two kids playing Pokemon Red and Green on their Game Boys or Game Boy Colors, I believe, and it showed them, with the link cable playing against each other. Then it transitions into Pokemon Stadium 2 that was on Nintendo 64, and after that it goes into it looked like, I believe, the Game Boy Advance SP, and it was showing how on the link cables how people would battle each other. I believe the other way that you were also able to battle was by using a wireless adapter that came if you bought Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red. And I think from seeing this, maybe this is a tease of what's to come, but for me personally, I thought that this was a segue showing of maybe the possibility of Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green, Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby coming to the Nintendo emulators like you can get on Nintendo Switch Online Plus via the Game Boy emulator. I think that it would be a great idea to finally release those because, to me, if you're going to show, I know you're showing the revolution of how people are able to battle with each other on Pokemon games, but I think if you're going to display that, it would be great to see if everyone is able to play that game. So at the end of the transition, it showed that there's going to be a new Pokemon game called Pokemon Champions. And it looks like it's a revamped version of Pokemon Stadium, and this game will be released on the Nintendo Switch, and it will also be available on the iOS and Android, similar to Pokemon Go, Unova, and all those other games that I've mentioned. And then I'm wondering though, since there's going to be released in different platforms, I'm wondering if maybe there's version exclusive stuff that you can have on the Nintendo Switch in comparison to the mobile versions. Will there be more features and more accessibility, kind of like how when you view an app on a phone, there's going to be more accessible stuff in comparison to like if you have the desktop version in comparison to the mobile version. And it was also announced that Game Freak will be planning the game, and they will be working with the Pokemon Company, and the Pokemon Company will be doing the development for this game. So I'm really excited to see, how they're going to do this partnership together. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the part that I was most excited to see was information regarding Pokemon Legends ZA. So just as a background for me, I did not play Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm more of a fan of the linear type of Pokemon games, but after seeing this trailer, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy Legends ZA when it comes out. So Legends ZA has been announced that it will be playable in Spanish, and I believe this makes the total amount of languages that a Pokemon game is available to play in up to 10. So it's great to see, that the game is... everyone already loves Pokemon, but it's great to see that Nintendo's making an effort to make sure that people that speak different languages are able to have the same enjoyment as much as someone who's an English speaker or a Japanese speaker is able to have. And then so in this trailer, we also saw that the starters for this game will be Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig. When I saw this, I kind of had a feeling that a lot of people are going to be a little upset that there's 2 Johto Pokemon and Unova Pokemon in comparison to Legends Arceus. There was Cyndaquil, and there was also Oshawott, and I'm forgetting the other Pokemon, but there were 3 different starters from 3 different regions. And just based off of that, I'm assuming a lot of people would have thought as well that there's gonna be 3 different regions. A lot of people may think, it doesn't make sense that you're gonna have a Pokemon game that has 2 from Johto and 1 from Unova. But personally, for me, I am very happy that they included Totodile. In the Johto region, it's either Totodile or Cyndaquil are probably my favorite. But it would have been good to see if Game Freak or whoever's in charge of Legends ZA would have added, Bulbasaur right here as either a Kanto version, or maybe you could have chosen this guy right here, Charmander. But I'm happy that they have Totodile. So sorry for the guys that want to see Squirtle, but I'm happy to see Totodile in this. So in this, after moving forward, it's similar to Legends Arceus. You're going to have 3 different versions of Pokemon, and you will have the option of choosing between being a female trainer or a male trainer. And depending on what you choose as your gender for your Pokemon trainer, your rival essentially will be the opposite for you. So if you choose a male trainer, your rival will be a female Pokemon trainer named Tawny, and then if you choose to be a female trainer, your rival will have the name Urbane. So I can, as I've mentioned before, I could see that a lot of people are maybe upset that there isn't diversity regarding the regions of the Pokemon. But one thing that I think will alleviate people's not frustrations, but maybe kind of the emotions that they have, is that Mega Evolutions are coming back, and I believe we haven't seen Mega Evolutions since Pokemon X and Y. And so some of the Pokemon that were revealed to have the Mega Evolutions were that are at least playable in Legends ZA. I don't know if it'll be all of them, but the ones that were included in the trailer are Lucario, Kangaskhan, Absol, Sableye, Altaria, Ampharos, Charizard X and Y, Gyarados, and Gardevoir. So if they're teasing these Mega Evolutions, I think it's pretty safe to assume maybe that hopefully we'll see the other Mega Evolutions, but for right now, that's what I think we can base as a guarantee on regarding Mega Evolutions. So regarding the setting of the game will be taking place in Lumiose City of the Kalos region. and one of the locations that looked really interesting for me was the Prism Tower. Now, for me, I'm more of a fan of the older Pokemon games, but I'm interested to see, how this new region's going to look. And the place that really caught my eye was Prism Tower, and there it showed like a lot of several shopping areas, and anyone from the U.S. it looked kind of reminded me of the Galleria, or to see, there's little shopping areas, and for me it looked like maybe there's going to be a lot of curiosity involved with if you're going to be able to change your arrangements of if your fashion, your backpack, like how in Veilstone and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond you could change what outfits you have. So I'm looking forward to see how they're going to incorporate the Prism Tower in the whole game. So the game's going to be taking place in Lumio City, and the main theme that we're seeing here is that while you're playing as a trainer, there's a development project going on, and this development project is headed by a corporation called Quasartico Incorporated, and there's two main people that are employed, or I guess are running Quasartico, and those two people are the CEO Jet and also her secretary Vinny. Now, just from watching the trailer, it looked like, if not at least one, maybe both of them may have like some ulterior motives, and that there's more than meets the eye with these two people. But if I just have to choose one person that maybe will be the evil character in this game, it looked like it might be Vinny, just because he was very stoic and he didn't show much emotion, at least in the trailer. And just for me, that that kind of was a little off-putting. Like maybe this guy has some kind of evil intentions behind him, but and maybe he's working behind Jet's back on this whole redevelopment plan. Similar to Legends Arceus, obviously you will be able to catch Pokemon in the wild. But in Legends ZA, it's going to be called the Wild Zone. So for someone that hasn't played Legends Arceus, I kind of relate it to how there was a Safari Zones, and so with each zone, it looks like there's going to be different Pokemon. So I'm looking forward to see, if with the grass area or park area, will it be exclusive like bug and grass type Pokemon, and if there's a water area, will it only be water type? So like with the ecosystems that they showed, it looks like it might be like that, because it showed an area where there's Gyarados, and then there's also Patrat and other Pokemon like in the park area, and I believe Patrat's making its debut in these Pokemon games from previous being in the region that it originally came from. So that's all the highlights from the Pokemon Recap Day 2025. If you found this video interesting, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to turn on those notification bells. And also I would like to see some feedback as well of what you all thought of Pokemon Day 2025. And for anyone that's interested, I'm currently doing a Pokemon Brilliant Diamond playthrough, and I'm adding commentary to those episodes. So if you're a fan of the Sinnoh games and the remakes, make sure to check that playlist out. I'll have the playlist in the description, and I'll see if I can also add it in the video in the top right corner. But yeah, thanks again for watching my video, and feel free to comment and make sure to turn on those notifications if you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Peace.